Hello and welcome to Module 9, Week 1 on organizational communication. It is hard to believe that this week brings us to November. There are only a couple more modules left and then the semester is over. So I'm really pleased with the progress everybody's been making, and hopefully you enjoy this next section here on organizational comm. We're going to spend 2 weeks on this chapter. So this is Module 9, Week 1, and next week will be Module 9, Week 2. For this week, the first assignment that is due on Tuesday night at 7 is an individual discussion board where you get to go pick some organization you are interested in. It can be a company, it can be a nonprofit organization, it could be DVC, it could be a college you're thinking about transferring to. It doesn't matter to me. Pick any kind of organization that has a web page and spend some time looking around on their web page. What I want you to look at is try to think about what can you tell about the culture of that organization. How does that culture how does that organization try to present itself to the world, and what is it trying to say about the culture of that place? This is not a huge long assignment, one paragraph, not more than 3, just a couple paragraphs about what you learned about that organization's culture, and then also make sure that you copy and paste the link of that web page into your post. So that's the first assignment for Tuesday. The second assignment then for Friday is to get back into the discussion board and do replies to at least 3 other students and what they wrote about their organization. So you can you should be able to click on the link that people are putting in, go look at the page yourself, see what you think about it, and then look at what the other student wrote about it, and then write your response. So 3 replies, 10 points, and that's due on Friday. So you'll do that in the exact same discussion board where you post your original post by Tuesday. You'll get back in by Friday. Also for Friday is I've uploaded a podcast. And it's 50 minutes long, so it's a fairly lengthy podcast. It was on public radio about a year ago now. It's an interview with a law professor from Stanford. And she is making some arguments about organizational culture and organizations. And also, what I like about this podcast and why I picked this is it helps bridge what we did last week on the small group chapter and group culture with this week on organizational culture. Organizational communication and small group communication are in many ways the same. And you'll study, very related concepts in both of those chapters. So for this podcast for this week, it's going to take you about 50 minutes to listen to it. So make sure you factor that into your time plan for the week, and then write a paragraph on what you thought about it, and then a paragraph on how it relates to something from chapter 11 and how it relates to something from this week's chapter, which is chapter 12. And does it agree with that or support it or disagree? Make your argument on each of those different things. So that's an individual essay, and that is due on Friday night at 7. I also sent out an email a couple days ago about the Speech Night Extra Credit event, which is on campus. It is on Tuesday, November 7th, so it's coming right up. Tickets are now on sale at the cashier's office, which is on the first floor of the Student Services building, just right down by admissions and records and financial aid there on the first floor. So you can pop in there and buy yourself a ticket if you are on campus. And if not, you can buy one online. I emailed the link out to you a couple of days ago, or you can go to the DVC website and just type into the search box cashier's office or ticket sales or box office, and all of those will help you get there. So you can buy the ticket online, or you can buy it face to face. The one thing I will warn you is that many semesters it sells out. So if you are planning on going, buy your ticket in advance. It is $9 if you buy it in advance. It saves you $1, and it's $10 the night of. But it often does sell out, and people get turned away at the doors. Not every semester, but it happens. This is a fundraiser for the DVC speech and debate team. So you will see other students do performances, including someone who is in our class, so that's pretty exciting. And you'll see people giving speeches and doing debates, and it's just it's more fun than you think it's going to be, I promise. Just for going to it, you'll get 20 points, and I'm planning on being there too, so you can say hi to me when you come in the front door and sign in, and then 20 additional points if you write a review of the event afterwards. I'll make an assignment link so you can upload that. I haven't done that yet since it hasn't happened yet, but I'll get that done soon. And then you'll be able to upload for that 20 additional points of extra credit if you want to do that. So that event is coming up. You should buy your tickets if you think you're going to go. One other thing I want to say here at the end is I have opened up next week's module today. I just did it, which I don't normally do because I like us to work in chunks and I don't want people to like do all their work for the semester and then be like, okay, I'm done. But for this week, I went ahead and opened up the second half of Module 2, of Module 9, Week 2. So if you want to, and you have time, you're welcome to work ahead on the assignments for next week, including the quiz. So as you're working on reading the chapter, maybe you want to take the quiz early, that's fine. So I've opened up that module. The real reason why I did it, though, is because next week, we're going to have an individual assignment for Tuesday, and then a group synthesis assignment for Friday. So your group will only have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to do the synthesis study guide of what's on what's people put on their discussion board. So it's going to be a post where everybody's going to do an individual post by Tuesday. Then you only have a couple days until Friday for the group leader, and there's new leaders who have been designated to put together the synthesis. So I know that that's such a short window that I wanted to try to give you some extra time in case your group wants to get going. You can get in and start having your discussions. You can do your assignment early, your individual assignment, and have that discussion getting going because you will only have a very short time for that week. So that's next week's. You do not have to start doing any of that now. Don't feel obligated. But if you have time, you're more than welcome to start working on that now. And if nothing else, have that aware in your head that next week that's going to happen. So that's where we are for this week for Module 9, Week 1. I hope everybody's doing well. I also sent out in my email that I have moved offices on campus. I'm no longer down in the Performing Arts Center. So if you need to find me, I'm up in the administration building now. Feel free to drop me an email if you want to come by, and we'll set up a time so I can make sure I'm there because I spend a lot of my time in meetings and often around other places on the campus. I don't spend too much time hanging out in my new office or my old office for that matter. Okay, so I hope you're doing well, and I hope you enjoy learning about organizational communication as we move into this chapter.